Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Talk, episode number 3. Today we are going to talk about the mobile application development, which platform we need to use, what is the difference between different platform, different framework. So we are going to discuss all those things. You know the Royex technology is a mobile application development company. We have a lots of actually developers who are very much expert on this development. So today, Bhowmick is with us actually, and he will explain details about his journey, and he will explain the mobile application development in details. So Gowrab, welcome to our show.
Thank you, sir, for having me. Hello everyone, I'm Gowrab. I work as a software developer in mobile department in Royex. So we have developed more than 30 to 40 applications in Royex, and I have been developing mobile applications in Android as well as Flutter.
Nice. Okay, so how can we categorize the actually mobile applications? So based on the platform.
So while developing mobile application, we can categorize the mobile applications in 3 segments. One is native applications, second is web applications, and third is hybrid applications. So the native applications, which are basically built for that device. It can be Android as well as iOS. So if you're developing one application only for Android or only for iOS, then you can call it native applications. And web apps are that apps which are built upon web technologies, but look and feel wise, they're mobile applications.
Okay.
And hybrid applications, it's more kind of mobile application, but it uses different technology to make that application that we call hybrid application. That it can be developed in other platforms also. Like in one single code base, you can make iOS applications as well as Android applications that we call hybrid applications.
So in a nutshell, actually, we can say that if we are Android means Google are actually already giving us a development tool. If we develop an Android application using the Google provided tools, that is the native application. If we are using the iOS, actually their tools like Swift or anything, that is actually their native application, right? And the hybrid means actually we are developing one application and then we are publishing in different platforms in Android and iOS. But we are writing the code in one single place. Correct, right? Okay, so can you actually make a differentiation actually why we should go with a native and or hybrid or the web? What is actually the difference actually, and what should we need to go?
The native applications have the full accessibility of the device. Like you, in our Android device or iOS device, we have so many kind of sensors like accelerometer, geometer. That sensors can be used in native applications because native application has that compatibility to use that device like in every mode of the device can be used using that technology. For that reason, native apps are so much useful if you want to make one application which is totally dependent on the device. We can consider one example like WhatsApp, Spotify. They're totally built on their native. So that is the basic thing of native apps. Okay. And if we consider about web apps, the core of that application is web technology like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. But look and feel wise, it will be mobile application. There are so many applications out there which are made of web app, but there are so much popular like Forbes, AliExpress, then Twitter Lite. They're made of web app. And hybrid applications, these applications are compatible for multiple devices with one core development facility. And in some instances, it has capabilities of accessing native application features like accelerometer and some sensor features that can be used in different applications which can be used by hybrid applications. And it's used to be a mobile application like Dubai Imar, the development company, then Baidu, ByteDance, we may know about TikTok, but we don't know about ByteDance. The ByteDance is the core company who is building TikTok, and Groupon. These applications are hybrid applications.
Yeah, even TikTok, I think, developed in a Flutter actually, right? Okay, so in a native and hybrid looks almost the same. Okay, so whenever I am going to choose any platform, which one I need to choose? Suppose think about actually I'm going to open a e-commerce platform, e-commerce mobile application. Which platform should I go? I'm not talking about the web platform, web app, in hybrid or native. So which one I need to choose?
For any kind of application, it can be e-commerce application or any kind of application. We can use hybrid technology as well as native apps.
Okay.
But you have to consider two things as a resource. One is your financial resource, another is your technological resource. So if you have suppose if you have a minimal budget and you need to like kickstart your product very soon, then you can go for hybrid applications.
Okay.
So how it will help us? Hybrid application will reduce the price of the development, but increase the presence of our product to the market with a minimum span of time. So the number of iPhone users that are increasing along with Android. So it depends on how much time one wants to spend on the development and how much time he has to kickstart this product.
Okay.
So suppose for e-commerce application, if you have for making both Android and iOS applications separately, it will cost more, as it requires more developers with based on that technology expertise. So, if we're considering hybrid application, then I think Flutter or any other application platform like .NET has Xamarin, then Ionic.
But you prefer to go with a hybrid application for
e-commerce? Yes.
Okay, so the very common question now, if hybrid actually the less cost, development time is actually less, so why people are going for the native application? What is the reason behind it?
Hybrid application, mainly the hybrid application is a latest technology. Previously we had Xamarin and Ionic, but there after the development, the result is not that much considerable, because when you are building on application in native, the performance so good. So with hybrid application, people want that performance. Okay. So, but using Xamarin or Ionic, that performance was not that much top to the mark. So they were not likely to go for hybrid. But as React Native has come, then Flutter has come, they have grown a huge difference in the hybrid platform. So now, how we can consider one application which will be used in the later years, if big companies are supporting them, like Google is supporting Flutter, Facebook is supporting React Native, it means they will exist in the long run. They're developing big applications, like Google Ad is made with Flutter, then Google Pay is made with Flutter, then Baidu. These big applications, they're using Flutter as a technology. And Facebook, Instagram, then other platforms used by Facebook is made with React Native. It means these two platforms will go neck to neck. But as a developer community, if we see on the GitHub and the rating of Flutter and React Native, Flutter has grown more faster than React Native, because Flutter, if you consider Flutter and React Native is older than Flutter, but Flutter has gained a lot of popularity during these years.
Okay. Fine. So now talk about the Royex actually. So in Royex, what we are using actually?
In Royex, we basically used to work on native applications, because we have so many native applications that we have developed. But as we go with the technology, we also induced Flutter for our tech stack. Like we are building 3RB. That is our upcoming product, and that is going to be built on Flutter. So we have a good team who can build Flutter applications. So that even we had Al Sharqiyya, which is one of the biggest pioneer news company based on Iraq, and they had an application which was built by us, and that was a web app. But then find out that there is a live option is there, and sometimes users face difficulties while they were using the web app.
Yeah, and also actually, whenever it was in a web application, the application was really slow and it's taking a long time actually to load. And whenever you actually switches to the native application, and it's become much better actually, right?
No. Performance gets better with the native applications, but the same performance we are finding in Flutter, because as when we are selecting on tech stack, whether we are going to use native or Flutter, then we do some research on how this kind of applications are using which platform. So when we found that Baidu and these big companies like Imar, they're using Flutter, then we can rely on Flutter and use our latest projects. And 3RB is one of our biggest projects. So I think choosing Flutter will reduce our time as well as our cost.
Okay, Gowrab, you are an Android developer. Whenever you join in our company as an Android developer, now you also working in the Flutter. So whenever you are design, I'm talking about the design phase. Designing on the Flutter and designing on the Android. What is actually the difficulty you are facing? Are you able to incorporate any kind of design on Flutter, and how long is taking, or whatever the actually advantage is on here on the designing side?
As for designing, Flutter is the best tool because I tried to make applications with Cordova. Then Xamarin also I tried, but they were their UI was not that much good for native application. Because in native application, we could have made a better UI, but with Flutter, it's immensely good that our UI will be so fluid and the user experience is so good.
Okay. So when we are is it the same kind of time taking? So whenever you are doing it Android and whenever doing in the Flutter, the time is taking same, or it is reduced the time for designing?
It is somehow reducing the time, because if we are building native applications in the OS, that time we have to build the UI separately and then we have to code the core portions.
Okay.
But in Flutter, you can make the UI as well as your core functionalities same time. So it will somehow reduce the development time with the hybrid application.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, now let's talk about the languages. Yeah, so we know whenever we are working on Android, we can work in a different language. Java is there, Kotlin is there. Yeah, even also in the iOS, whenever we are working in the native, we can work on the Swift, we can work on the Objective-C++, and lots of things there. So what our Royex are using, and why we are using actually?
We used to use Java for our native applications, but now we use Kotlin, as Google has declared Kotlin as their official language for Android. But we can make application in Java also. But we are moving to Kotlin. Our core team is moving to Kotlin because in using Kotlin, the code size will be a little bit reduced. And as a developer, it is so much helpful if our code is getting reduced. Line-wise or functionality-wise, if we write less code and get the same functionality, then I think that is the best option, and Royex is going for that only.
Is there any difference in the performance? So whenever you switch to Java to Kotlin, any performance issue is there?
Based on the performance, I think native application Java and Kotlin that is not much different, But if we think about hybrid applications, comparing with native applications, then I think hybrid application has a long chance to get developed day by day, because Flutter has developed themselves so much that now we can make web applications with that, then iOS applications, Android, then like Windows applications, Linux applications. So I think day by day the performance will get better compared to native. As a layman user, if I consider myself as a layman user, then I may not find any difference between the native applications and hybrid Flutter application or hybrid application. But as a developer, if I consider, then I may find some lackings in hybrid applications. But that is not that much visible. And if we are using general application which doesn't have that much of high tech, then I think hybrid is a good option.
Okay. Let me understand actually one thing. We already discussed this thing actually before also with our user. Whenever we are designing a mobile application or when we are developing a mobile application, what are the steps we are following, or what are the steps you are following actually?
So when we get a design from our designing team, and we get a brief from our technical lead and how should the application is going to work, then we make it feature by feature, because in clean architecture, if we think about the clean architecture, then making feature wise an application get a good outcome. And as we are using test driven development, that helps us to test the application while developing our apps and getting the final result. We like with the test driven development, we get a better result. How it helps us: suppose one feature is done, we are sending it for testing, then we are getting a feedback, or backlogs, then we are developing or fixing that errors, and then we are on the way we are making the other features running and getting the feedback from the client as well as our testing team. So that is the process.
Okay. So how, and the testing actually, what is the best way to test actually a mobile application? You know, in the mobile in the web application, when we're running, we can actually create a different kind of test scenario. Yeah, and it's easy to actually test. But in the mobile application, how can we do it? And what we are doing actually?
Yes, in Royex, as I already said, in Royex we use test-driven development. So after building one feature, we get a feedback from our client, as well as we do some unit testing, so that before starting off the product in the market, we get a good insight like how it is going to perform, because we may not know as a user how the user is going to use that application. After going out to the market, we know that this application is working on that direction. But when you have a test-driven development, like Royex provider, the test-driven development environment, and we work in a agile methodology. For that reason, we get a good outcome, and our application gets a better result when we kick off to the market.
Okay, one thing actually I need to discuss, that is a web application, progressive web app. So what do you think is like, what is its future actually? Ultimately, it will be sustained or it will be vanish, because we can see actually too much movement in the market. Actually, no one actually are willing to do in a web application. What is your thought on it?
For web application, there was a time when like everyone was trying to make a website, but now mobile has, I can say basically Android and iOS has grown so much fast that now everyone wants an application.
Yes.
And the technology is coming to us. Like if you talk about React Native or Flutter, then everyone in the community wants to make an application as well as web app with that technology. So our Flutter or React Native gives us the opportunity to make one application which has the web app also. So I think in the long run, PWA won't be there. It's just my hypothesis that it may not be there because Flutter and React Native they're totally consuming that power of web technology to their platform. So like now, it is totally a stable version Flutter has provided that where we can make web applications along with the Android iOS and mobile applications.
Exactly.
So I think in the long run, PWA may not survive, but Flutter and React Native has a great future for web apps as well as mobile apps.
And even I'm feeling that, okay, what is the reason behind that to have a native application? Suppose just think about, whenever different operating system, we are making a code for different operating system. That is the ridiculous actually. It's actually old technology. So we have to write in one places and that code can be distributed in every places. Yeah, that should be the future in
Yes.
my sense. Yeah. Okay, we already learned actually lots of things from you. I think our viewer also understand lots of things from you. Okay, last question. What is your feeling actually to work with Royex?
In Royex, we have so much chance to learn new technologies because in some companies they like don't even try new technologies. But Royex, we are open to try new technologies because now Flutter has gained so much popularity, but there are so many companies they don't like to go for Flutter because you have to learn new things to make applications in Flutter. But Royex give us that chance. We have done the courses. We are working on the applications that will be live, and that is the great way of learning when you work on an application, and then with that procedure you learn something new. So Royex give us that opportunity to learn different technologies and application of the technology for live application.
So that's actually, so Royex actually, we build actually Royex to work in a technical work. It is not like a normal company that, okay, some ready-made system is there and we are going to sell it. It's not like that. We always love the technical thing because as a CEO, I'm also a technical person. I was actually start my career as a developer. Yeah, then I start the company. So that technical thing actually is the main seed of the whole company. We try to innovate new thing, try to learn new thing, and we actually try to empower actually everyone actually so that they learn new thing and they can share those things actually with our company. And that's why actually the Royex actually comes in this thing. And the another good part actually, we are working actually real world application. So lots of big client, and our client is actually really high, really big client actually where we are working. Whatever you are talking actually, IMAR and all those big companies, lots of government, also federal government, we are working. And that's a very good test case for us. We are actually trying a new technology and we are implementing with our client who actually are dealing with a million of people. And easily we understand actually what is the future and how it is responding. So that's actually a good experience from our side, right? So Gowrab, it's thank you actually. Thanks for joining. It's our pleasure actually. You give your time to on this call. And viewers, I hope you enjoyed the whole discussion. If you like our discussion or if you like the video, subscribe us. And next time we will come up with some new idea, new video, and new information. Thank you everyone.